This is our 2007 4Runner that we bought in Santiago, Chile in September 2015. We've taken it from Santiago all the way down to Ushuaia, up into Rio de Janeiro, and then across through Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador and Colombia and back down again. Well, we haven't done the back down again, we're still in Colombia. I'll just show you the outside. The main things you can see, we've got these nets over the windows which serve two purposes. One for mosquitoes. We can sleep with the windows all the way down, be totally mosquito proof, and also no one can see in. So as you can see, we've blacked out the back window just with some card, and you can't see in here at all even if you look right up. So the only thing you can see is in the front cabin, but it just looks like a regular car because we have a curtain drawn across. Besides that, it's pretty obviously an overlanding car. It doesn't show off what's going on in the back. So we've also got some more mosquito proofing here. When we're in climate that we need it, like Colombia, we drive with it down. We have it down all the time. So it's secured up the top, and it's got some tabs that just tuck in and the door closes on them, holds it in, and the magnets here. So this whole mosquito net can be rolled up and tucked away here, and you can't see it when you're driving, and it doesn't look very conspicuous at all. We also have this this cover, because when we're usually in there with the back window down, and it just stops a little. If it's raining quite a bit, or if it's windy or whatever, we can have this up, and you can, most of the time it's fine, but if you want to, you can put a few pegs on it, hold it in quite securely. This is great in Patagonia where we've got a lot of rainy days, and you can just kind of hide in the back there and be completely warm and dry. So as you can see, we've built a box here. We've put in some rubber to protect the car, and we've looked under there and the car looks completely perfect. So in the box we've got 10 litres of petrol. We've got the Chileno gas bottle, 5 litre gas bottle, which has been perfect for our trip. So we've also got some water storage. It did have a lid. It's just a temporary replacement until we go back to Ecuador. We can buy another bottle the same, or just get a lid. So that's where we keep our fresh water. It's a rooftop box. So the main reason why we got this is because you can basically throw anything in. With a roof rack, you kind of got to have it tied down, or you've got to get additional boxes. But here, as you can see, it's a bit messy but somewhat organised. We originally had everything just chucked in, and then we got some of these boxes from the supermarket to give some type of order to the mayhem. Got a toaster, which you don't particularly need if you're looking for a bit more space. We bought this toaster because it's a 700 watt toaster, which you can run off our inverter if the battery's fully charged. So it's nice when you want to get going early in the morning, you just chuck some toast down as you're driving, and the passenger can butter it up and you're all fed. We've got a slow cooker, which we had to go home once on this trip, so we brought that back with us because it was 20 bucks in Australia. It also works on the inverter, so when you go for a long drive, you can just chuck some veggies and some meat in there and have dinner done when you get there, which with some long drives that you're going to do, you'll appreciate that. Wine storage in here, but unfortunately we're in Colombia, and the wine is not that good or ridiculously expensive compared to Chile and Argentina. When we went back to Australia, we came back with this thing. For most of our trip, or at least half of it, we didn't have any type of refrigeration. But when you're down in Patagonia, it's not really an issue. It only started to be an issue when we went into Brazil. So we came back with this. It's just a little Waco, sufficient for our needs. That's to keep some drinks cold and keep meat for a couple of days. And we also have a juicer, which works off the inverter, which is nice for fresh orange juice in the morning. And that's about it for up here. There's plenty of space. We've had it a lot more packed than this, but yeah. On this side of the car, we've got a big, large 150 diameter tube. So usually people keep water in these, but I was just looking for a little bit more space. So it's just an empty tube with a couple of sleeping bags, a tarp, some other things. We've got a clothesline, and on the back of the box here, this little guy actually came with the clothesline. We've got one on each side. It's really good for hanging stuff from, like a garbage bag we use most of the time. Packing a bag for going hiking is actually pretty good. When we fill up the water, I'll show you that later, that you can hang the water from there. Also got these mosquito nets, which we made specifically for Colombia because we're expecting it to be quite hot, and some places it has been, other places not so. But they're designed like so you can put the window all the way down and have a mosquito net on both sides, and they come off really easily and they go on just as easily, and we just keep these underneath the driver and passenger floor mat. So as well as the mosquito protection we've got on the outside, we've got these nets that we can put up on both sides on the inside to be able to sit in a mosquito infested place and not have any of them come in. So we've covered every little corner, and we've put this net with a little bit of Velcro on the end of it that we can connect this white one to. So it comes on and off really easily. You can just rip it off. Yep. So we'd only put them up if we're going to sit inside with the door open and we don't want to get eaten by bugs. But most of the places hasn't really been a problem. Just Brazil and Colombia been a bit of an issue. Yep. And on the back, as well as the one that we have on the back window that's on permanently, we have this one, so we can leave the back up and we can have ventilation coming through. So this works the same way, just with a little bit of net with the Velcro on the end, and it comes off really easily to keep those suckers out.